Good morning, everybody. Today I'm coming to you from our church. How beautiful is this place? I miss seeing our prayer on the wall behind us. I miss all of our painted ceiling tiles by our kids. I can't wait for us to come back together and be back together soon. So let's get to this week's story. Last week we read about Joseph and how Joseph had learned to forgive his brothers even though they had acted so ugly against him. And today's story, it's actually after all of that with Joseph. This is years later. Another very special person came into the Bible, and we get to learn about him. So this week, I'm going to read our story out of the Spark Story Bible. And this story is about baby Moses. Now, parents, if you want, the story and, of course, activity pages can all be found under the portico, and they will also be available for distribution at Sunday Drive-In Church. If y'all haven't made it to Sunday Drive-In Church yet, I hope you do. It's nice. It's fun. It's fun to see our church family again. So it's really a good time. So I hope you get to come. So let's read our story. So check this out. Baby Moses. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, was afraid. He was rich and powerful and scared. What could he be scared of? Well, strangely enough, the Pharaoh was scared of God's people, the Hebrews. He thought there were too many of them and that they would try to become more powerful than he was. To make sure the Hebrews had no power, Pharaoh made them his slaves and ordered them to work very hard, so he took away all their freedoms. Even worse, he demanded that all the Hebrew baby boys should be drowned in the Nile. Now, y'all, the Nile River is huge. I mean, we live close to the Mississippi River, so we're used to seeing how big the Mississippi River is. The Nile River, it's so massive. It's very wide and it's very long. And it is so deep, and there's all kinds of fish that we don't have here in the United States in it. So imagine how terrifying that would be. Imagine all the mothers who would be so worried about having to drown their own sons. So this is a very dangerous time. Because of this, God's people were terribly afraid too. Everyone in Egypt was afraid. So look. There's the Pharaoh. He's scared of all the Hebrews, but yet the Hebrews are afraid because they're being treated so horribly. During this fearful time, a baby boy was born to a Hebrew mother. She loved her baby boy, and of course, she wanted him to live. The baby's mother kept him safe by making a floating basket for him. She put her baby in a basket, and then she hid it in the water and the plants at the edge of the Nile River. The baby sister's big sister, Miriam, hid near the shore and watched over the basket. Now, what happened next was really amazing. Can you imagine that poor mother having to put her baby in a basket and not knowing what would happen? Pharaoh's daughter came down to the river to take a bath. She saw the basket among the plants in the water, and she asked a servant to go get it. When she opened the basket, she was so surprised to see a baby boy crying. So now think, this is Pharaoh's daughter. Pharaoh is the one who's insisting they kill all baby boys that are Hebrews. And now his own daughter has found a little baby boy in the river. This must be one of the Hebrews' children, said Pharaoh's daughter. He's awfully cute. Wouldn't it be fun to keep him? Aha, thought Miriam. I can help her. Miriam bravely stepped out of her hiding place and said, I could probably find someone to help take care of the baby for you until he's a little older, she said. That would be perfect, said Pharaoh's daughter. Miriam was excited to tell her mother the news. The baby's own mother took good care of him. When he was old enough, he went to live with the Pharaoh's daughter. Miriam and her mother prayed he would be safe with her. I think I will name him Moses, said Pharaoh's daughter, because I took him out of the water. Moses lived in Pharaoh's palace until he grew up to be a man. During that time, life became worse and worse for the Hebrews. Eventually, however, Moses helped free God's people so they could leave Egypt. Now there was something besides fear for God's people. There was now hope. And so, what an interesting story, y'all, and what a miracle. So here's a challenge for you. Fill up your bathtub full of water, or if you have a swimming pool, and do a little experiment. See what things float versus what things sink. Do you think a basket would float on water? Do you think a basket holding something like a baby would float on water? So with your parents, see what you can figure out and see what kind of connection you can make to this story. I hope you're all doing well. I miss you all so very much. It's been so exciting to see some of you return to our drive-in church, and I can't wait until we can all be again together and be safe. I love you all so much, and I pray every day that you are doing well. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.